The brand new Season 11 Call of Duty Mobile update just dropped, and with this, you guys already know the drill. We are going to be figuring out what the top 5 best weapons are after the brand new buffs and nerfs that have officially come out. So if you guys want to know the weapons that the best players use in COD Mobile, make sure you guys keep watching. Let's get straight into the action. Coming in at number 7, we do have the Kilo 141. Now, this weapon right here was actually one of the best weapons for almost a year up until a bunch of new nerfs and buffs hit COD Mobile, leading this weapon to not be as good as much. But even though it's not at the top of our list, it is still a very viable weapon up against those close range SMGs, especially due to the fact that it has a 4-shot potential, is great at lane holding, and can actually compete up against those CBR4s, those CX9s, and those Fennecs. So if you want a weapon that is proven to be good at close, mid, and long range, and if you want to have an aggressive and passive playstyle, then this weapon is the right weapon for you. So coming in at number 6, we have one of the fastest killing, if not the fastest killing SMG that is currently available to us in COD Mobile, and it is none other than the Fennec. Now, the reason why this isn't listed as the #1 gun when it comes to being the king of SMGs is due to the fact that this weapon does not have the ability to be that great in all sorts of ranges compared to the other selections we have available to us. But this weapon right here has its main course being the fact that it can one-shot basically anyone in the matter of a millisecond when it comes to those close range battles, as mentioned earlier. So if you want a weapon that has great mobility, great close range damage, and is a super fun gun to use, then I would 100% recommend using this weapon. And with that being said, let's get on to our official top 5 list for this season. Coming in at number 5, we do have the CX9. And yes, you guys might be confused. Why is it that they put the CX9 over the Fennec? And this is what I'm going to be telling you guys. The first things first is the fact that the CX9 gives you the ability to have more bullets, and with more bullets it will lead you to getting a lot more kills without having the fear of needing to reload. And the second thing is the fact that this weapon right here gives you the ability to play around with whatever range you would like, no matter if it's short, medium, or long range, because of the fact that the damage drop off per bullet isn't that bad compared to the damage drop off of the Fennec. For that reason itself, this is why this weapon takes the number 5 spot over the Fennec. And another fun fact, if you do build this weapon correctly, it can be one of the fastest mobility based weapons in the game, which means you can get from point A to point B in the matter of seconds. Coming in at number 4, we do have the Switchblade, one of the only SMGs that have consistently been up there on the top 5 list for a while, other than the CBR4. Now, the thing that makes this weapon such a great weapon is basically everything that I talked about with the CX9, but better. When it comes to long range SMGs, this is my go-to because of the fact that it can hit like an AR, but the overall recoil and mobility and overall close range damage hits like an SMG, which ultimately means you can use this weapon for holding those power positions and slaying out depending on how you feel. So if you guys want a great build, which is what I'm going to be using during the Stage 5 Championship, this is the weapon I would recommend using. Excuse me. Coming in at number 3, we have one of the best ARs in the current state of COD Mobile, and it is for good reason. And the reason for that is because of one of 3 things. The first thing is the fact that this weapon right here has one of the fastest killing times for an AR. The second is the fact that it has such a great mobility speed for an AR, which means that it can compete up against those SMGs. And the third is that this weapon works best at every single range, no matter if it's close, medium, or long, which means you can compete up against those CX-9s, those Fennecs, and these Switchblades, which is what I know you AR players love to hear. And if you think that wasn't good enough, this weapon is also great for lane holding, and one of the best players in the world, aka Tectonic, loves using this weapon. So he loves to use it. You guys damn well know that you guys will enjoy using it as well. Coming in at number 2, we do have the SKS. And I'm not going to speak of this weapon too much. This weapon right here has been at the top of the top 5 list for almost 2 years now. Maybe I'm gassing it, I'm not sure, but it is absolutely absurd, and it is for good reason. This weapon right here has a one-shot potential to the head and can surprisingly compete against close range SMGs due to the fact that it just needs 2 bullets to kill. This weapon is great for power holding because of the fact that it has infinite amount of range, and the mobility of it isn't that bad, which is super surprising for a marksman rifle. And of course, the #1 player known as Lucasen was a beast with this weapon. It is actually banned from competitive, which says a lot. And with that being said, we are going to be going into our #1 weapon of the season. Up on number 1, we do have the HVK. And as I mentioned earlier in my previous top 5 guns video, there is a good reason why this weapon is number 1, which means there's not that much to talk about. This weapon right here has a 2-shot potential if both shots are hit towards the head, and that is only possible with the large caliber ammo. And don't worry if you don't end up hitting 2 shots to the head due to shit aim, you can still get a 4 kill potential, which is absolutely nuts. On top of which, the fire rate of this weapon is also decent, leading up to my other fact with this weapon, which is this weapon can work super well up against any sort of range of weapon, no matter if it's a close range weapon such as an SMG, and mid-range weapon such as an AR, or a long range weapon such as an LMG. So if you guys want the greatest build there is for this weapon, feel free to use this one. And without further ado, I hope you guys did enjoy my top 5 guns video. If you guys want to see more videos, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.